Hello and welcome back to more Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. We found out that the bodies are being stolen from the hospital to do seances so people can talk to their loved ones. And it's not their loved ones that are dead. They are kidnapping other people's bodies to try to say, oh, this is your loved one. They're not actually grabbing their actual bodies. It's other people. But yeah, it's still gross. We're gonna figure out what to do next here. Give me a hot second.
This door was recently reinforced. Impossible to open it.
Let's hurry, Holmes. This neighbor... Holmes, I hear a cab stopping in the courtyard.
Oh.
Someone's coming.
It is probably the dealers, Watson, but instead of running, what if we were to meet them, if we managed to win their trust?
You are joking, Holmes?
Oh my god. Are we... Oh my god. Okay.
Oi, what you doing there, you? It's private in here.
Calm down, we aren't here as tourists. We have come to collect our packet.
Oh, well then, you just had to say. I was told that you weren't no tramps, but I weren't expecting that you was... Given your get-up, I guess your boss.
Yes. Yes.
Well, the subject ain't ready yet. I ain't done with it yet. You'll have to come back.
Well, that's, a real problem.
Say, we have personal orders too, for some organs. You wouldn't know where we can find them.
What type then?
Kidney, uterus.
Oi, I don't hack up my dollies. That's the work of an artist.
But you wouldn't happen to have a colleague who might furnish this type of item?
No, you can't make a copper doing that nowadays. Since the bigwigs made it easy to get stiffs, the medical schools are bursting with bodies to carve up. Docs and students have got all they need. Business is dead. For a few coppers, hospital bloke might help you out, but I don't know for sure. They'd be right in for it if they got caught. It probably just ain't worth it.
I understand. And what do you do with the corpses once you're finished with them?
I don't bother myself with that. For one thing's for sure, after the séance they're good for nothing but chucking out. I ain't Napoleon's embalmer.
Good. Good.
Well, if you'll excuse...
You've got a funny way of talking, you.
Oi, it's normal. He's a brain, you see. A thinker at that. Seize you round, old man.
So, Holmes, the corpses that have disappeared from the London hospital are used during séances. Nothing to do with organ trafficking.
Yes, it all suggests nothing of the kind is underway in London. In the medical world, all dealings would be visible, not to mention unnecessary. The crook we met confirmed this viewpoint. It's hard
So
to
it's
imagine, therefore, that our
badly-
Whitechapel killer perpetrated these massacres with the goal of selling the organs.
What lead should we follow now, Holmes?
Try to learn more about Tumblety. This squibby should give us some information, but first I must stop the journalist Tom Bulling from harming him. I hope my secret police will soon have some information on him. While we wait, Watson, I would ask you to inform your colleagues of your recent discoveries. It would be good if these morbid, ghostly spectacles stopped,
Thank you.
and this will need to be done at the London hospital.
You are right, Holmes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Another false lead followed by the police, Holmes? Yesterday's Times says that a John Fitzgerald who had claimed responsibility for the murder of Annie Chapman has finally been released. He was, it says, lying.
That's of little importance, Watson.
It's incredible. It's been more than 3 weeks since the murderer struck, and the tension is as strong as ever. The press won't stop talking about him, and people are still full of fear. Perhaps the killer got what he wanted, people talking about him, and has chosen to stop committing crimes. What do you think, Holmes?
I doubt it, Watson. Everything leads me to believe that he is in hiding and waiting for the right moment. The area is packed with police, and that would obviously hamper his work.
You think he will start again, Holmes?
I have every reason to believe nothing will stop him short of his arrest or his death. Sadly, our investigation has reached a dead end, and I fear that we'll need another victim to get back on track.
Yes, how awful. And what of the case of the burnt mat? Have you resolved that?
Oh, that's a matter of little interest, and resolving will be of no benefit, above all to Miss Fleming. Ha! I hear the footsteps of my faithful Wiggins on the stairs. The game is afoot again, Watson.
Mr. Holmes, the scribbler resurfaced. At last word, Pounce saw him racing to Central News Agency where he works.
Excellent, Wiggins. And still nothing on the doctor?
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. He's one sleek yank, but we'll find him.
Good work. Here's something for you. I must leave you, Watson. If I can get my hands on this bulling, I will have much more interesting news on the bothersome Tumblety. I have only to change. If you can, Watson, I entreat you to stay here and await my word. We may not be more than two when the time to act comes.
You can count on me, Holmes.
May not be more than two. May not be more than... I sometimes have a hard time following the manner of speech in this game.
I must go to the Central News Agency.
Well, goodbye then.
Well, bye-bye. Alright, let's go. Central News Agency. Here it is.
I must go to the Central News Agency. I am at the press agency where bulling works.
Whoa! That violin's going nuts! Love it!
A mirror.
Oh my god, that sounds
I would
amazing!
imagine these are compartments to organize the paper's incoming dispatches.
Whoa! I didn't see you there, hi!
What do you want?
It would be very informative to search Bulling's desk before meeting him, but first I must get rid of this bothersome person, perhaps by offering him a scoop.
Offering... what's a scoop? Oh.
Good evening, I'm looking
Oh,
for Tom Bulling,
information.
the journalist.
He isn't here. He must be sleeping off somewhere. He gave me a tip. He wanted to save a scoop for me. He always gets a good dirt, and yet when he comes in here, it's just to warm his behind. Look, he pulled his desk over the stove.
Now we know what desk is his. Here's a scoop for you. Dead bodies, sciences.
Listen, Scoop, I'm bringing it over. Only if Bulling isn't here, I'm leaving.
Wait, what's this scoop?
Bulling promised me a reward for info. There's a charlatan who does spiritualist seances that are a little bit special. He steals corpses from the morgue, puts makeup on them, dresses them up, and then uses them as puppets.
I'll give you your dues. We'll pay you if this info is true.
I'll write down the address of the hideout on the crook's leaflet, but the police will be in on this one, so you better get there in time.
Understood. I'll go alone. Too bad for Bulling.
Hey, you wouldn't have a little something in advance?
Look on Bulling's desk. I know that he always leaves a few coins around for his snitches. Cheers.
Cool.
Watson won't be pleased that I'm divulging the case, but I don't see any other way.
Now that he's gone, we can just search. Oh. Match?
This is Bulling's desk, the one closest to the stove. A charred match. Some coins. I will take them. That will avoid suspicion if the journalist returns.
Uh-huh. Alright, what else?
This may come in handy.
Was that a rag?
These are Bulling's notes. They are of little interest at the moment, but one never knows.
Okay, there'll be interest later for sure. I don't see anything else that I can... Yeah, just that.
The fire has almost gone out, but the stove is still burning hot. Bulling recently used the stove.
Okay.
The fire has almost gone out.
Okay,
Bulling recently used the stove.
Did he burn something, or is that what we're trying to be?
A telephone, a device that enables you to talk with anyone in London, provided the receiver has a telephone too.
Oh, wow, what an fuck me, I'm not able to say that word. Invention.
Queen Victoria, to keep the journalists on their toes, I suppose.
Alright, God, that violin, though. I love it. Okay, Mr. Moore, I have noticed that one of your employees, Thomas Bulling, that violin though, arrived at the meeting in a state of inebriation. I must ask you to take care of your team's discipline. I know that you indulge this journalist, given the explosive information that he manages to flesh out, but this behavior is unacceptable. This should not repeat itself, or I will hold you personally responsible. The assistant director.
Bulling's boss, Mr. Moore, seems to be protecting the journalist.
That violin, though. God damn, it's so good. Oh. Permit me to defend myself against the slanderous accusations brought against me. You were not lied to regarding the facts. Mr. Bowling spends all of his time in the most odious of pubs, but I am only doing my work as a journalist. It is during these outings that I can find the best information because I am thus in contact with the common man. He's okay. Let me prove to you, dear boss, that I can bring to this agency what it deserves. The most extraordinary and most stimulating information for. Okay, so I'm not a drunkard, I just go there for info.
Even handwriting, yet fairly recognizable.
Okay, what else am I going to be doing here?
The fire has almost gone out. Bulling recently used the stove.
Oh, I'll use the rag to open the stove. There we go.
A torn piece of blotting paper. Curious. It looks like someone wanted to destroy this piece of blotting paper that had red ink on it. I can make out a few more letters, but backwards. I need something to help me.
What can help me? The mirror. The mirror can help me.
A mirror. By putting this piece of blotting paper in front of the mirror, I can read what is written.
Information on the Whitechapel killer. Call by telephone WA. ...
Apparently, our journalist gets his information by telephone too. Sadly, the name is almost erased.
Okay.
If I telephone one of Bulling's contacts pretending to be his assistant, I might learn something of interest.
Okay. Fenton, 1431. All good. 1616. Wallsby.
This page has some light ink stains. It contains a list of telephone numbers.
Lud Vishart, 1893. Okay. Oh, it's a rubbing of this coin. 1875. 1875? 1 8. Shit. Okay, this is gonna take forever. 7. Oh god, this is gonna be the worst one. Is that it? 1875?
This page has some light ink stains. It contains a list of telephone numbers. This page has some light ink...
Okay. Maybe it's not 1875?
Walesby 1875. An ingenious way to save his contact.
Yay, I did it.
Central. Walesby 1875, if you will. Thank you, I will wait.
Walesby, I am listening.
Hello, my dear man. I'm calling on behalf of Tom Bulling.
Bulling? So you know where this hypocrite, this liar, this...
Not at all. He is currently unobtainable. In the meantime, he has left me with a note asking me to pursue his work, and he told me that you were aware...
That's just great. I dropped everything off at his agency, but he didn't even bother to do the same for me. Tell me he at least gave you the information that I was asking in return.
Nope.
I'm
Did you
listening.
give it to me?
Do the police have a suspect for the bizarre theft of cigarettes and carrots that took place at the Commercial Street Market?
Do the police have a suspect for the bizarre theft of cigarettes and carrots that took place at the Commercial Street Market? What am I doing? Scotland Yard is searching for a rabbit.
I think, according to Bulling, that Inspector Lestrade's team is looking for a rabbit with a bad cough.
Ah, damned Bulling. One day he'll be in some serious trouble for mocking the police. And now, can you tell me, with regards to the parliamentary scandal, what did the head of the Whig Party respond to the Tories who were treating him as a great incompetent?
Let's see. When he comes home from work... Wait, in regards to the parliamentary scandal, what did the head of the Whig Party respond to the Tories who were treating him as a great incompetent? When he comes home from work, he is never tired and... wait. Let me see here. Vote for me. I will surely be, I guess this one, but that's boring. That's not a very good answer.
According
It's
to
a
Bulling,
boring
the head of
answer.
the Whigs said, "Vote for me. I will be your best representative."
Good.
Or am I
I'll
actually
wait for a
getting these
good
right?
paper. There
I
is
don't think
one
so. I think
last
this is a
question.
joke, right?
According to a government social study, civil servants make the best husbands. Why?
When he comes home from work, he is never tired and I can mix and match. Wait, let's see. A civil servant, a civil servant will surely be, civil servants are the best husbands because a civil servant, when he comes home from work, a civil servant makes a lot of noise. That wouldn't be a very good husband. Has already read the news, will surely be in secrecy. Your best representative is searching for a rabbit. No, I actually need to get this right, don't I? Does that mean the last ones I've gotten were correct? Because that sounds insane. Because the first one was the rabbit. Okay, that's not it. Makes a lot of noise. Has already read the newspaper. Goes round in circles. Your best representative. A civil, servant is never, he is never tired and, oh, that's the end of the sentence. He is never tired and a civil servant. It's factual. Has already read the newspaper?
I believe I can confirm that it is, because
Okay.
civil servants aren't tired and have already read the paper when they come home from work.
Very true. Good. It seems
What?
like Bulling has finally done his work.
As everything is all in order, can you now tell me where the information is that you sent to the agency?
Yes. There is a large brown envelope.
Was
near
that
the
the correct
dispatch
answer?
cabinet.
Or
It's
could
in
you mix
there
and
that we
match?
exchange our tips with Bulling.
1,000 thanks. Goodbye, sir.
My salutations to Bulling.
Brown envelope. Where did he? I'm sorry. Where did he say the brown envelope was? Oh,
There
right
are
here.
several documents in this file. Let's see.
Oh my god. Oh god. Spring-Heel Jack, the Terror of London. Fantastical character. First appearance, 1837. Associated with several suspicious muggings and robberies taking place in London and other parts of England. Description: a diabolical appearance. Bat's wing... What? What? Oh, it's a fantastical character. Got it. A diabolical appearance. Bat's wings, horns, blue flames coming out of its mouth and or eyes, etc. Identifying marks. All of the eyewitnesses speak of his capacity to make leaps of superhuman distance. Where his nickname... Conclusion. Spring-heeled. Oh, okay. Spring-heeled. Okay. Conclusion. Having become the very example of the urban legend of our century, this character fascinates as much by his demonic and fantastical aura as by the fact that he has never been caught by the police. Important. At the time of the attacks against the young women, Lucy Scales and Jane Aslop, the papers covering the events had recorded sales for weeks. That's why Spring-Heel Jack is the recurring here. Recurring here of cheap fantasy publications and theater pieces, popular and financial success guaranteed.
I wonder why Bulling is studying this tale about Spring-Heel Jack so meticulously.
Weird. Is that an R? That's an R. Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought that was a Z for a second. Wait, is a Z like that? I don't know. The Terror of London. Spring-Heel Jack, the Phantom Killer. I'm sorry, the R's and L's should not be cursive if the rest is print. Spring-Heel Jack, the Phantom Killer, the Butcher's Blade, the Whitechapel Butcher, Dr. Death, the London Ripper, the Bleeder, the Bloody Reaper. Are these just names that he was coming up with?
What does that mean?
Mr. Charles Moore, I thank you for this testimony of the Whitechapel Killer that you followed. Not easy authentication. Do not hand over to the press without my invitation. Thank you for your collaboration and your discretion. We won't forget this. Inspector Abeline.
A piece of information about the murders transmitted exclusively to the police without informing the press. That has piqued my curiosity. Perhaps I should go to the police station to get more information.
So much info. Tom, about the letter. Given the thanks from Inspector Abeline, I think that they took the bait, even if they were defending themselves. They tricked the police? Think of the second. We must be ready if he kills again. Either way, we must keep up the correspondence, be responsive. This idea will save us. We will get the information firsthand and we will make history. But stay quiet and keep a low profile. I am not really in the know, and you will be the first one who gets it if there's trouble. I'm not really in the know, so false lead, fake lead.
What does
CM.
that mean? I've inspected everything, but there's no sign of Bulling. He must have dashed off to his HQ, the Wasp's Nest. However, before I go to see him, I should find out about this mysterious information. It could help me get something out of the journalist. To the police station, then.
Sounds like fake information, though, you know?
Let's go to the police station.
That sounds like they made the information up, right? Where's the police station again? Whitechapel police station, right? The CM or whatever, they made the information. Was it
Let's
CM?
go to the police
CB?
station.
They made it up. Can't move. There we go.
Come. Back again, are we? Come this way, good man. The inspector has a few questions to ask you. Here is the
What?
man, Inspector.
What?
Congratulations, Humphreys. So, my lad, one would say that you owe us a bit of an explanation for having left something with us. What is your full name and profession?
Sherlock Holmes, consulting detective.
Well, how about that?
Mr. Holmes, can you explain
Oh, they
this
didn't know it was
get-up,
me.
your presence in the neighbourhood despite my instructions, as well as this most opportune restitution of jewels?
Firstly, I should tell you that not being under your command, I never understood what you said as an order, but rather as
Oh, we
advice.
dropped-
I thought I would be wise to follow them to a certain extent. I intended to explain the stolen goods sooner or later. My presence here will allow me to fill you in on a few conclusions that...
If it is in regard to the Whitechapel murders, it won't help us much. We have no doubt that we will be revealing the identity of the murderer to the people in the area in a day or two.
I'm impressed, Inspector,
course.
and I offer you my sincerest congratulations. Nonetheless, you should investigate a certain doctor.
Listen, Holmes, let us do our work. You've rid us of a great pain in the rear end by finding those jewels for us. It's weeks of work that you've saved us. But I think you're a little underqualified for a case like that of Jack the Ripper. Until it's over, I demand that you do not set foot in the area. Is that clear?
I take note of your advice, Inspector. You mentioned Jack the Ripper. Pardon me, but you know the name of the murderer?
Oh, it's from a letter that the Central News Agency sent our way. It was written by the killer. And even if it can't be proven, it must be recognised that the signature is striking. This information is confidential, and I would ask you to keep it to yourself, Holmes.
Can I have a little look? Out of mere curiosity, Inspector. Then I shall disappear.
In that case, I don't see any
Really?
objection.
Really?
Thank you so much.
Really? That's such a dumb inspector. So this is supposedly written by the killer. I don't think it was. Sure Petron, September 25th, 1888. Excuse me. I keep on hearing the police have caught me, but they won't fix me just yet. I have laughed when they look so clever and talk about being on the right track. That joke about leather apron gave me real fits. I am down on whores and I shan't quit ripping them till I do get buckled. Grand work. The last job was... I'm sorry, this is very hard to read. Grand work the last job was. It's the text. I gave the lady no time to squeal. How can they catch me now? I love my work and won't want to start again. I'm so sorry. You will soon hear of me with my funny little games. I saved some of the proper red stuff in a ginger beer bottle over the last job to write with, but it went thick like glue and I can't use it. Red ink is fit enough, I hope. Haha. The next job I do, I shall clip the lady's ears off and send to the police officers just for jolly. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Keep this letter back till I do a bit more work. Then give it out straight. My knife's so nice and sharp, and I won't want to get to work right away if I get a chance. Good luck. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Don't mind me giving the trade name. Okay, no, this was obviously written by the journalist. The red ink, the journalist was trying to come up with names. This was written by the journalist. P.S. Wasn't good enough to post this before I got all the red ink off my hands. I have no idea what that is. Is that curse? Curse it. No luck yet. They say I'm a doctor now. Haha.
Me?
Totally
Not up to
written by the
discovering who Jack
journalist.
the Ripper is? Well, we'll soon find out, won't we, Inspector Aberline? I know who wrote the Dear Boss letter signed Jack
Is
the
he
Ripper
insulted?
that Inspector Aberline gave me, and above all, I now know why. This Tom Bulling was inspired by this fantastical character to build a myth out of the Whitechapel Killer. Perhaps he would be receptive if I shared my discovery about him and prevent him from accusing Squibby. I must find him at once. My best bet will be to try my luck at the pub.
Alright, let's go to the pub. I'm so sorry. I'm having the hardest time reading.
Holmes, I got your message, and here I am.
Hi! I missed you.
What are we doing,
Hi, I missed
Holmes?
you too. I don't know. I just don't know.
Perfect, Watson. That oaf Bluto is looking for us with evil intentions, and he may be hiding here. I will try to get more information inside. You, Watson, will be our lookout, and at the slightest suspicious sound, do not hesitate to call a constable on his rounds.
You are a bad person. You're a very bad person.
Good evening, Mr. Bulling.
We know each other?
No, however, I have some information that may be of interest to you.
Talk, my friend. A pint for you if what you say is worth something. Does it have to do with the Whitechapel murders?
Indeed, I know the identity of the man who wrote a letter to the police, a letter entitled Dear Boss, in which the author claims to be the Whitechapel murderer and is signed Jack the Ripper.
What?
It's a journalist who is inspired by Spring-Heeled Jack in order to strengthen the credibility and the seriousness of his agency. This new Jack will give him some first-hand information that he, in turn, will dole out sparingly to the authorities, as well as some carefully distilled indiscretions that the big papers will come to beg of him. He plays both sides off against one another and becomes the chief orchestrator of the rumor. He wrote this letter in this very spot, and he has red ink on his fingers. Like you.
What exactly are you after, my friend?
You've been threatening a certain Squibby to distribute a telegram naming him as a possible suspect in these murders in revenge for an old feud. I would suggest you don't write this note and that you leave Squibby alone.
I'd forgotten about the existence of that rapscallion. I threw that at him when I was visiting the station to get the dope. You should have seen his face.
You must also stop sending these letters that waste the authorities' precious time.
Right, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. I have a great relationship with the Bobbies. Just ask around. I don't have to answer to nobody. Now leave me alone.
Is that a possible
Farewell,
yes?
sir.
Good riddance. I have
I
nothing
think that's a
further to
yes.
say. Leave me alone.
Hey,
Hi.
you wouldn't be the gas man that Bluto's looking for.
Don't know him. No, if Bluto sees me...
Yes, sir.
Alright, is that all we're doing here? I guess so. I thought I'd try to get more information out of him. Well, I guess
Let's
he doesn't
hurry
know
to the police
anything.
station, Watson. We are close to our goal. Squibby will be able to reveal what he knows about Tumblety.
Oh, now he's going to give
Squibby,
us info.
so
Okay.
that's it. You're a free man again. We were just coming to the station to find you.
Yeah, the Bobbies agreed to let me go, and I came to see Bluto before ferreting you out. So, you've seen the newspaper man?
Yes, he is in the pub and everything is taken care of, but I'm waiting to hear what you have to say about Dr. Tumblety.
Okay, but we have to be quick. One night, I goes to see Bluto in his hideout that ain't far from the boarding house where this Tumblety bloke has a room. I see him coming in too. He must have been on one real binge. To the point, the Tumblety fella was there, and he smiles at me, all nice like. He tells me he's a great Yankee doctor, but my business interests him. I'm interested, I tell him, but I'm not the type to just jump right in without getting to know a person, see? He invites me around to his room to talk business, just him and me. We empty a bottle or two, and all of a sudden, like, he wants to show me what he's got in this big trunk that he always carts around places.
I just about vomited, see? In these jars, just like pickles, you know, there were pieces of meat. And he whispers that it's the lady bits of some old dames. He called them peckymins. I'd call them love killers, I would.
Specimens.
Yeah. After that, he starts to go on about rich folk. They ain't nothing but dogs, and I won't tell you the worst of it. Then he comes all close to me and puts his sweaty hand on my leg. He was one of them types, not me. I don't wait a second before I give him a good thrashing, and I start running and let go of him, and he still wants to see me again just to talk business. But then I had to do time, so business.
Do you know where he can be found?
Why, ain't he in his digs? Maybe he got to liking life behind bars too. I heard that in some jobs there's a way to.
Thank you for your information, and we'll meet again, my friend. Here is the sum I promised to get you out of London.
Ciao, fella. I've just got a little score to settle with Bluto, and I'm heading for the country. Lipsky!
What happened?
My dear Watson, we must strike while the iron is hot. We have avoided meeting Dr. Tumblety until now. The time has come to do so.
Do you have an opinion, Holmes?
Pretty sure that's the
We
murderer.
must assure ourselves that the factor collector of female organs and a murderer who removes said organs are resident in the same area at the same time is nothing more than coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. There's no such
I
thing.
thought that you wouldn't bring me back your keys. Oh, it's you, Mr. Holmes. Good evening, Dr. Watson.
Indeed, it is
Keys?
I again. One of your tenants left without returning his keys?
Yes, it's Dr. Tumblety whom we spoke about. Shortly after your last visit here, some constables came and asked me a few questions regarding him. Barely had they left than the doctor came barreling around a street corner and rushed up into his room upstairs. A little while afterwards, while I was tidying, I heard a thud in his room and a rush down the stairs. He left with most of his bags, but without returning his keys. You can go up and see if you wish. The door is still open.
We're gonna go look inside his room. Oh no, 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 no. Ew. Ew.
Careful, Watson. Do not walk around here until I've inspected these marks.
I know, Holmes, I know. I understand your methods. Ah, you have your rule and magnifying glass. I thought that you had forgotten them, Holmes.
I never forget the essentials, my dear Watson.
I remember these. Let's measure this. Oh. Come on. Measure.
Size 13.
Size 13 shoe.
Right foot, light trails. The man was running. Right foot, light trails. The man was running. Right foot, light trails. The man was right foot, light trails. The man was...
Okay.
This isn't water. Going by its sticky texture and odor, I'd say we're dealing with formalin. These are the footprints of a tall man
What is
who'd
that?
recently stepped in formalin and who left this room in a hurry.
Well, can I walk on it and enter the room now, Holmes?
Is formalin used to preserve body parts? I don't like it. Oh! God damn it! Do not understand how you found yourself in this situation. Your passionate discussions on the legitimacy of this war should have convinced more than one. I still remember when you intimidated him during that meeting. You struck that very characteristic pose and you exclaimed, "Vicksburg is the key. The war can never be brought to a close until that key is in our pocket." We all applauded. I am sure that even Lincoln himself would have applauded. During these dark hours, it was rare to have the occasion to laugh. So many deaths, ending with our much-loved president killed by this coward and left to join those of the victory at Gettysburg, who courageously fell so that the next day the key would be in our pocket. Wait, I'm sorry, is this Lincoln as an American Lincoln?
If this letter is addressed to
What?
him, it would appear
Gettysburg.
our doctor is a veteran of the
Yeah.
American Civil War. Vicksburg is the key. Now, that is interesting.
I don't know what Vicksburg is. So, wait, I'm sorry. Is the killer gonna be a gay American doctor? That's one heck of a title for someone, you know? I'm sorry, is that just the ambient? The fuck was that? Oh man, that was scary. That was totally scary. Anyway, so why would a gay American doctor decide to go to Britain and kill a bunch of prostitute women? Especially if he hates rich people and is into guys. There's those footsteps again. Oh god, that needs to stop. Dear Francis, it is impossible for us to meet again. Those footsteps. I am feeling terrible, as pursuing our relationship further would put both my marriage and my reputation in danger. I must return to that life of love, fleeting and physical, in which a few coins to these young men assures corporal peace and anonymity. I'm sorry. These growing feelings that I have for you make me scared, and I prefer to shun this passion for the fear that it may never leave me. Perhaps we shall cross paths again one day in a discreet location where like-minded men meet. I know that you frequent them regularly. You never hide yourself. For my part, I will spend more time with my wife and my girls in order to find this serenity, and I hope to throw the veil of oblivion over our passionate embraces. All the best, Charles. So Charles is a gay man that's married to a woman, and he's in love with this Francis. I'm assuming Francis is Tumblety, who is a male gay American doctor. Oh. What? Oh, this is another thing we found. My dear Francis, it is in putting aside our common past, and thus, as a friend, I am sending you these words. I have learned from some mutual friends of your recent trouble with the law. You should be more careful. England has nothing in common with the Wild West, but her seedy areas can be just as dangerous. Your attraction to young rogues will cost you dearly one of these days, whether it will be at the end of an alley or on the benches of a jury. A man of your quality and fortune does not have to frequent the hovels and bring his pistol with him everywhere. It is not necessary to use violence to find partners. Unless this violence pleases you, certain circles that we used to frequent are still open to you. Take advantage of this healthy and respectable company rather than demeaning yourself with these destitute lads, and pray, get rid of that god-awful chest. Who knows what people to whom you show, while bragging, must think and speak of it. The man you once loved, Henry. So this is ex-Henry.
This Dr. Tumblety
Alright.
seems to be attracted to men more than women. That much is clear. So, the doctor has a handgun, and he would use it to restrain young men, perhaps.
That's awful.
There are a few pieces of a large glass jar in this puddle. The man who left the footprints
Oh,
on the
God!
ground must have walked in it while
That's
fleeing.
a uterus! And ovaries! And fallopian tubes, right? Am I wrong? And it's cut right at the cervix. Am I going crazy? That's a straight up uterus, right? No. Cervix is at the bottom, the uterus, fallopian tubes, and the ovaries, right? Like, right? Am I crazy? Or is no one going to mention this?
Going by its size, this enormous trunk must be a wardrobe. These brackets are rather unusual. What do you think, Watson?
Let's see, Holmes. These are the names of the battles from the American Civil War.
No! Like, I don't know other countries' history, but I also don't know American history. I literally don't recognize any of these except for Gettysburg. That is the only one. Vicksburg is the
Let's
key,
see.
though. That
5
was
matches,
just in the...
each fitted with a 6-number combination system.
Oh my god.
I am under the impression that the dates written correspond to the battles, Holmes, but one is missing.
Oh my god.
I am under the impression that...
Okay. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to Google these. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know American history. I really don't, like, I just don't. Oh god. No. Oh god, no. Oh no. You know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna do this puzzle. I'm gonna do it on camera, but we're gonna do it at the beginning of the next video. That way, I'll just zoom through it, and whenever I'm finished, we'll start the next episode, but you'll still see everything. So, guys, let me save. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that I'm such a bad American, but we are gonna solve this puzzle in the next video. Bye-bye.